Amorim pushing Man United to sign £58 million Spurs star with agents expecting offer. Hello Manchester fans. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Ruben Amorim is pushing Manchester United to sign an £85,000 a week Titanic Premier League ace, according to a recent report. The January transfer window is around 6 weeks away from opening, and the Red Devils have their eye on a few players they could potentially sign, but finances will be tight, as they have to remain within the fair play rules. Ineos are planning to run the Red Devils on a more restrictive transfer budget in the future, as they don't want to continue the heavy spending on players that has been done in the last few years. However, with that being said, United are continuing to be linked with players, two of whom are defenders. Several Sporting Lisbon players have been linked with a move to Old Trafford in recent weeks, and defender Ousmane Diomande is one of them. The centre-back was a key player under Amorim, and at this moment in time, Diomande prefers a move to Man United over rivals Man City. Amorim and Diomande have already spoken, and Amorim holds the player in high regard, so he could look to bring him to Old Trafford at the end of the season. As well as looking at Diomande, Man United are also remain interested in a deal to sign Jarrad Branthwaite. Both the club and head coach want to sign the Englishman, with more talks being held recently about how they can structure a deal. Branthwaite has refused to sign a new deal at Goodison Park, but Everton remain firm on their £70 million valuation for the defender. Diomande and Branthwaite are not the only defenders that United are looking to sign, as they now have a current Premier League player on their radar. According to Spanish outlets, relayed by Sport Witness, Manchester United are interested in signing Tottenham Hotspur defender Pedro Porro. The 25-year-old has been an impressive performer in the Premier League since joining Spurs back in 2023 from Sporting Lisbon. Porro, who has been labelled a Titanic defender by the Athletic Spurs correspondent Charlie Eccleshare, played 35 times for Spurs last season in the league, and he scored 3 goals along the way, as well as recording 7 assists. Now, this report states that United and rivals Manchester City have joined Real Madrid. Struggling Man United misfit may miss out on January transfer thanks to Xabi Alonso. Juventus have set their sights on landing Manchester United's Joshua Zirkzee, who has underwhelmed so far, but are initially looking to sign Bayer Leverkusen's Patrick Schick. Joshua Zirkzee may miss out on a January transfer to Juventus, thanks to Xabi Alonso's decision to reduce Patrick Schick's role at Bayer Leverkusen. The Italian giants are reviewing their options in the final third and want to add reinforcements to ease the load on Dusan Vlahovic. An injury to Arkadiusz Milik is set to force them into the market, with Zirkzee seen as more of a summer target. In the meantime, they are poised to pursue Schick, who has found minutes hard to come by at the German champions. Alonso has preferred to use Victor Boniface at Leverkusen, which has left the Czech man struggling for opportunities. Juventus have a long-term interest in Schick and are ready to pursue him again, this time on loan, with Manchester United's Dutch forward the man they want in the summer despite his underwhelming stint with the Premier League giants, reports Gazzetta dello Sport. The Bianconeri are now led by Thiago Motta, who excelled last season with Bologna. The Serie A outfit had Zirkzee leading their line, and he enjoyed an impressive season in front of goal, which eventually saw the Manchester outfit come calling, signing him in a deal worth £36.5 million. The transfer, though, was driven by the club's hierarchy, who felt that Zirkzee represented good value for money. Erik ten Hag, though, didn't want to bring him in and was then fuming when the 23-year-old rocked up at Old Trafford carrying extra weight. Zirkzee would score the winner for United on his debut as they saw off Fulham on the opening weekend. However, he's failed to find the net since then, with ten Hag frustrated by the situation prior to his sacking. It means the Dutchman hasn't scored in any of his last 14 games for United, and it was hoped he could recapture some form while away on international duty, but Dutch boss Ronald Koeman was in no mood to discuss his striker. My thoughts on Zirkzee's performance. I am not going to talk about individual player performances, he said. Talk is already ramping up regarding a move in Manchester for Sporting Lisbon's Victor Gyökeres, who excelled under Ruben Amorim and remains one of the most informed strikers in Europe. That could then have ramifications for Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund. Manchester United on verge of unleashing generational signing. He's following the Kobbie Mainoo path. Manchester United fans are excited about the start of the Ruben Amorim era, and it could coincide with the start of another. Ruben Amorim will soon be naming his first Manchester United starting 11, and if approved by the club's medical staff, he could select a player Erik ten Hag was never able to in a competitive game. Back in the summer, Manchester United beat Real Madrid to the signing of Lille centre-back Leny Yoro. The move was seen as a major coup by Ineos, yet the excitement was short-lived, with Yoro suffering a fractured metatarsal in his second friendly, which required surgery and has kept him out since. Until now, Leny Yoro is back in training and featured in Ruben Amorim's first session. He is in contention for a place in the new head coach's three-man defence this weekend against Ipswich Town. Kobbie Mainoo path. Leny Yoro suffering an injury in pre-season was an awful blow, yet not a disastrous one in the wider context. He was able at least to avoid the woeful start to the season under Erik ten Hag. Could it have been better if he was available? Probably, but defence has not been the issue this season. It's been the midfield and attack which have caused the main issues. Yoro has a fresh, untainted start under Ruben Amorim, and a three-man defence is the perfect way for him to adjust to English football. It's perfect. At the time Yoro was injured, we were able to take some consolation that this same situation befell Kobbie Mainoo last season. Mainoo was primed for a breakout season, suffered a pre-season injury, and then came back in late November. Once he got going, he never looked back, going on to score the winner in the FA Cup final. It was evidence that the cream rises to the top eventually. Leny Yoro's Manchester United career was simply delayed, not blocked. Whether Yoro features against Ipswich or not, his competitive debut is not far away, and United fans are right to be excited. With Leny Yoro on the verge of his return to the Manchester United starting lineup, it is worth a refresh on just how highly rated the young centre-back is. Speaking in October, Fabrizio Romano told the Here We Go podcast, this is considered a generational talent for his position as a centre-back. He added, so when you will see Leny Yoro in a Manchester United shirt, he will be 100% ready and fit to compete. This is the idea. Man United could, Hijack, move for Real Madrid's top transfer target in deal that would rock the Premier League. Real Madrid are concerned that their pursuit of a Champions League winner could be hijacked by Manchester United. United are currently 13th in the Premier League but will be hoping their fortunes improve under new head coach Ruben Amorim. He will take charge of his game as head coach of the Red Devils when his side faces Ipswich Town at Portman Road on Sunday the 24th of November. As for Madrid, they have started the season in poor form by their high standards, with Los Blancos currently trailing league leaders Barcelona by 6 points, having sustained an embarrassing 4-0 loss against the Catalans on October 26. The 15-time European champions also sit 18th in the 36-team Champions League group phase, having suffered shock defeats against Lille and AC Milan. Carlo Ancelotti's options have been ravaged by injuries in recent months, with key players Dani Carvajal and Eder Militao both sustaining anterior cruciate ligament injuries, which will keep him out for the foreseeable future. David Alaba is also nursing a long-term injury. Both clubs may look to bolster their squad in upcoming transfer windows with Bayern Munich fullback Alphonso Davies, 24. The Premier League club have already made informal inquiries with Davies possibly open to leaving Bayern as a free agent next summer, according to Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg. From Davies' perspective, having two of the world's biggest clubs reportedly keen on him is an achievement. The left-back has played 9 Bundesliga games since Vincent Kompany took charge of the Bavarians but could look to move on when his current Bayern contract expires this summer. If he were to move to United, he would provide competition for first-choice Luke Shaw as well as Terrell Malaysia, who is still returning to fitness after a prolonged period out. If Madrid was his chosen destination, Davies would be competing for a starting spot against Carlo Ancelotti's preferred starting left-back, Ferland Mendy, as well as backup option Fran Garcia. Davies' agent recently issued an update on his client's situation, according to Fabrizio Romano. Done deal with Real Madrid. This is not true, Nedel Huiser explained on November 15. Though the player has many options, we have not agreed terms with any club. New deal at FC Bayern could also be an option. Any reports suggesting otherwise are incorrect. Thanks for watching.